Hey, this is my newest video, and probably one of the darker of the ones that you're gonna see from me, but this one's gonna go into some mistakes that I've made in my life that I really regret, and I don't know, I think the biggest regret, but I think it's a good thing at the same time, is when I was 18, I just kinda, as soon as I graduated high school, I just disappeared. I got into an argument with my parents. It was a big ordeal, and just kind of left. Like, I left for months and then just randomly came home. But in those months, I was just making mistakes, doing drugs, like doing stupid things, like, learning, I guess. And I've always been one, I want to experience everything in life. So it's like I've done drugs I shouldn't have, pretty much all of them at least once. And I've learned one thing, that if it's not green, it's probably not good for you. And even then, smoking weed's not good for you because it slows down everything you do, really. Like, it's fine, like, yeah, you get high and do your thing, but it really fucks up your life. It, like, takes away that drive. And I remember when I was a kid, if I wanted anything, I'd get it. Like, I would chase it and chase it and chase it, and it never broke. Like, I had a huge drive, and that's something I've lost throughout my 18 to 24, really, and now I'm finally 25. I'm finally gaining that drive back and understanding that it's you who has to force yourself to move forward, because your mind is more powerful than you believe. You as long as you believe you can do something and push yourself and constantly remind yourself and constantly tell yourself over and over and over again, you can do just about anything. Like, realistically, you could be a millionaire tomorrow just off of like a stupid video like this. Like, it could just get popular as shit and blow up. You just don't know. Life is, it's chance at some points, but at the same time, it takes drive. You have to want things to get things. If you are sitting and content with mediocrity, like, you're gonna be mediocre. If you're too content with your life, you're not gonna get any better. Like, I can understand being old, you've lived, you've earned money, you've done great things, traveled the world, like, that's when you can be content. But if you're content in your 20s, you're not going to go anywhere, and that's a terrible reality that most all of us are starting to face and becoming adults. It's like, it's not going to get handed to you. It's not like growing up. Well, especially growing up with me, because I grew up, my parents were well off, and I think it's almost a curse more than anything, because I'd never really learned the true value of money. Because everything growing up that I can remember was, if we needed it, we can get it, and a lot of families in the US and all over the world can't do that. Like, but with my family, like, if we needed food, we'd go to the grocery store and fill up carts and just fill the entire house with food. Swipe the card, it was done. If I had hockey payments, swipe the card, it was done. If we were never behind on house payments, electricity never got turned off, water never got turned off. I grew up in a really good life, and I'm starting to notice that my friends who didn't have that lifestyle, to where their parents were poor or paycheck to paycheck and didn't have the money to do everything they wanted to do, they're a lot better with money than I am. And it's a big flaw of mine. Like, I always sit there, as soon as I get a lump sum of money, I'm like, okay, hold on to this. Like, make a savings account, get your shit together, and then, oh, there's this, and there's this, and there's this, and before you know it, your bank account's at zero, and you're waiting for your next paycheck. And it's a terrible cycle, because you really can't make that much money unless you're drug-free. You need to be completely drug-free, even weed, which I think is fucking retarded, because I think it's a good after-work thing, Not that I smoke it anymore, because I haven't in almost a month now, which is really good, because I've done it every day since I was 17. But, yeah, I mean, I completely lost where I was at, to be honest. So now we're going to talk about social anxiety. That's one big thing that I have. Like, I have huge social anxieties. I analyze more than I conversate most of the time. Like, I'm not good in bar situations. I'm not good with people I don't know. The thing is, if someone comes to me and they'll start a conversation with me, I'll talk back forever. Like, that's the one social anxiety I don't have. Like, sometimes, yeah, I'm weird at first, but once things open up, I just flow. Like, I just talk and talk, and I'll talk your ear off. I know you well enough. But I don't go out of my way to start friendships. I don't go out of my way to start conversations, and I think that's a major problem. Because it's taking away experiences I could be having in life, and social anxiety really messes up a lot of people's lives, because they can't just do what they want to do. They can't express what their brain is feeling in the moment that they need to do it. Like, so it's a lot of things are shied away and hidden and internalized, and the more you internalize, the more depression starts to become more and more a thing in your life, because you're constantly things you need to say or things you want to do, or being afraid to do things in front of people. It creates this like tension that's unneeded, and that's the one thing I really wish that I was just that dumb guy at the club, like a fucking idiot. Like, I really do, because most idiots don't see how other people are looking at them. They don't care. Like, judgment doesn't matter to them. It doesn't even cross their conscious minds. Like, they're just doing whatever the fuck they want to do all the time, and I really wish that I could just do that. And it's been a problem in my life, but at the same time, I'll talk my ass off just to I'll just talk my ass off sometimes, especially if I know the people. Like, you would see most people who know me pretty well know that I have social anxiety, but at the same time, you really wouldn't be able to tell if I'm around people I know, because I just talk and talk and talk, especially my close friends. I'll just talk to anyone really when I'm with them, but I'm really reserved, and it really holds me back, because there's multiple times in my life where I want to stand up and do something or be the first one to put my hand up in class, and because I knew the answer, and a lot of times I knew the answer, and it would go around half the class and they would all get it wrong, and then I'd be like, well, let me just get this one right really quickly, and I would then raise my hand, but I wasn't the first person like me, like that was never me in life. And I wish it was. I wish I was just dumb and didn't care what people thought, like, didn't worry about things. It's really, anxiety sucks. Like, it's good because you think about a lot more things than most people do, and you see things from a lot of other people's perspective, which I think is what more intelligent people do, really, is they understand that people are always going to judge you, because your brain, people say that they don't judge, but it's true. Within the first moment of seeing someone, you've made a judgment about them, whether by the clothes they're wearing, by how their voice sounds, what they're doing, if they're being ignorant in public. Like, you could see somebody who was pissed off one day and started freaking out at a gas station because they got in an argument with their girlfriend, and just be like, go in your car and be like, damn, that motherfucker's crazy, and he could be the coolest dude in the world, and you wouldn't even know, just because in that heat of the moment he had lost it, and you make that judgment right there. Judgment happens. It's our brains. It's how we're designed. Like, once we look at someone, our brain processes that and forms a judgment. There's really no way to judge. The problem is negative judgment, and I feel like if you voice negative judgment, that's where it becomes a problem. But there's always going to be negative judgment, because not everyone is the same, and not everyone sees things the same and view style the same or whatever, and sometimes you're just going to be like, that's fucking stupid. But it's when you do it out loud, because thinking about it, and I think that's from another social anxiety statement, it's like being called out in public. Like, even if you think something's really stupid by somebody, don't call them out in front of people, like, if they have social anxiety or not. Like, that's just the most awkward thing. Like, especially if you have money issues with someone or anything, that should be done in private. Like, calling someone out, you're never going to get the response you were looking for. Like, they're either going to be really apologetic because they're trying to look good in front of people, or they're going to be really nervous because they're trying not to look bad in front of people. So, I think that's it for this one. Kind of out of things to talk about. And it wasn't as dark as I thought, but I hope you guys enjoyed it.